Watch a child playing in a cardboard box. To them, it is a star cruiser navigating an asteroid field. Over time, the expansive universe narrows into the glow of a 6-inch screen, filled with endless scrolls of news and notifications. Growing up often involves a subtle, forced separation between the playful mind and the serious world. Society expects us to treat imagination as an indulgence to be left behind, rather than a skill to be maintained. We adopt rigid survival mechanisms, masks designed to navigate the expectations of others. We become the pragmatic worker, the non-confrontational peacekeeper, or the skeptic who relies solely on what is literal and observable. While these labels provide a sense of security, they also act as a filter that drains color from our surroundings. Adulthood begins to feel like a checklist, a repetitive sequence of responsibilities that offers little room for genuine connection or discovery. This creates a state of hollow adulthood. We move through the motions of work, bills, and routine, substituting spontaneous curiosity for the safety of predictability. A life governed strictly by utility eventually takes a toll. When we prioritize productivity to the exclusion of play, we lose the mental elasticity required to handle stress or find joy in the mundane. We should consider if our cultural understanding of imagination is flawed. Make-believe serves as a complement tool. It allows us to reinterpret the stressors around us, providing the perspective needed to navigate a world that often feels overwhelming. Reclaiming that perspective begins with observation. By looking at everyday objects with intent, we gather the raw materials for imaginative thinking. Take a common apple. A literal mind sees fruit. A playful one sees a snowy landscape on the surface of Mars, or traces the rough ridges of a stem until it resembles the trunk of an ancient, gnarled tree. Choosing to see these layers requires us to pause. We have to look past the surface-level label and search for the hidden patterns or stories that reside within even the most boring objects. This exercise demonstrates how perception dictates our reality. When we shift the lens, the meaning of the world around us changes as well. Escapism works as an extension of this training. The fictional worlds we visit through books, games, and films act as simulators for real-world emotional and cognitive skills. Early video games like Pac-Man taught us that failure is temporary and expected. Players build the resilience to restart a level after a mistake, a habit that translates into the persistence needed to tackle adult setbacks. Narrative fiction provides a similar framework. When we watch an underdog overcome impossible odds in a sci-fi epic, we internalize a story of hope and strategic thinking that we can carry back into our own lives. These fictional retreats assemble a mental armor. They provide us with a library of heroic archetypes and problem-solving strategies to use when facing the trials of the real world. The most significant application of this imaginative lens is in how we interact with each other. We tend to judge strangers based on quick, surface-level identities: the athlete, the executive, the criminal. Genuine empathy requires us to look past those labels and use our imagination to conceptualize the complex emotional history living inside another person. This imaginative effort creates a connective pulse between people. It breaks down the isolation of adulthood by acknowledging that everyone we meet is the protagonist of their own intricate story. Without the ability to imagine lives beyond our own, we remain restricted to the surface, observing the world without ever truly understanding it. This leads to a state of balance the author calls the man-child, a mindset that refuses to choose between maturity and wonder. It involves integrating playful curiosity into the structure of adult life. Rather than working for 40 years while waiting for the weekend to play, we bring that sense of discovery into the work itself. Adopting this lens makes our survival masks unnecessary. When we feel secure enough to be curious, we no longer need the rigid personas we once used for protection. This shift provides a new way to handle the corporate grind. By viewing a complex project as a side quest or a difficult supervisor as a boss fight in a game, we apply the resilience and strategy learned in childhood to modern obstacles. We become active participants in our own narrative. Imagination doesn't have an expiration date. Choosing to see the world with a sense of make-believe makes every day a creative act. We aren't fleeing from reality. We are finally engaging with its full potential.